Hello, my name is Scylla, and today I wanted to focus on Lolita. Specifically, I wanted to shine some light on headwear because I think it's a little bit underrated and it just deserves more love. Headwear is very important to Lolita, and you don't have to have a lot going on up there. It could be just a little bit, but even the smallest little thing really helps balance out the intricacy of even like the simplest dresses. And it can also drastically change the style of the cord depending. So I have a list of my favorite things down to my maybe not as favorite things. And if you don't agree with anything that I'm about to say, that is a-okay. We're all different and variety is the spice. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm not gonna lie, I am what you would call a basic bitch. I've stated before that I don't mind repeating cords. I don't have an issue with trying to be unique or anything. So it stands to reason that my favorite head accessory is going to be a matching head bow. They just make things so much more convenient, and honestly I love a big bow on my head. Up until I was 6 years old, my go-to accessory were these headbands that I got from like a shop in K-Town. Like, I always knew what I was about. And so I know that head bows generally, they're like the default choice, but I'm not really mad about that. However, not all head bows are made equal. It was actually during an unboxing video where I realized that baby headbands are a lot smaller than AP ones. I want to say that Innocent World is like in the middle, and Metamorphosis is okay. What I find is that Taobao actually has the most well-fitted bands. Now, I can totally understand why some people might not like headbands as a first choice. They aren't really creative options, and for bigger heads, they can be very uncomfortable, especially with wigs, but I will forever go down with this ship. I love the head bows. I love it. So my second favorite item should come as no surprise. It would be barrets. I just think that they're a really great option. They're not that expensive, especially if you're getting them off AliExpress or Taobao. And they come in various different colors and designs. They're more comfortable than head bows, but my favorite thing is that I can feel confident wearing these with my natural hair, at least with very minimal styling. Sometimes I don't want to do my hair, and I don't want to wear a wig, but I have this Miss Frizzle thing going on, and I just really don't want to take the effort, but thanks to these dudes, I don't have to. So not only are they cute, but they are also lifesavers. So my next favorite is full-sized hats. These two in particular I got off of Taobao at the same time, thinking that this was all I would really need. Because this one covers maybe more simpler, toned down, potentially country looks. And this one covers classy, princessy looks. But over time I've realized that I'd really like to have more options, more colors. I think they're just so much fun. And again, like the berets, I can put these on without having to worry too much about styling my own hair. Which is good because these ones run a little bit more on the smaller side. This one especially. So wearing it with a wig is pretty hard. But yeah, I love hats. So my fourth and fifth favorites are actually going to revolve around headbands again. And to start off, I'm going to begin with decorative headbands. Basically anything that's not a bow. It could be a veil attachment or just ruffles, glitter and lace, or even flower crowns, which I personally love very much. I don't care how far past we are to the tumbler days, I will always love flower crowns. This one I got for $2 off of eBay years ago, and it matches my dramatic rose perfectly. Another example is this Alice and the Pirates one that I unboxed in a video that is absolutely gorgeous and also very, very small. So small that it slips right off my head whenever I wear it. So again, I ask baby, why? So the sweetest example that I can give of a decorative headband would be this moon bunny thing. It's cute and adorable and topped with bears and bunnies. I remember finding them on Tumblr and just wishing so much that I could have this. Like, they're all handmade, so no one headband is the same, but they all generally follow the same theme, and they're just so cute and adorable, and it was a bit of a splurge, but it was so worth it because look at this. As for my fifth favorite, I have no shame in admitting that it is bear ears. Now I personally much prefer bear ears over cat and bunny ears. I think they're cuter and more subtle, but you know, no hate to them other animals. And I know that I mentioned previously that the trend of animal ears was like a no-go in my book if there is not an overall animal thing going on in the cord. And for me, this still stands true. I will only wear ears if there is a bear in my print, or if I can somehow manage to pull off an entire bear motif by adding other accessories like capes or bags or coats, keychains, just other stuff like that. So my sixth favorite thing is definitely simple clip-on pieces like this Innocent World piece. Got two little clips in the back and has just a very elegant design. And the thing that's great about Innocent World is that a lot of their shades just do match. So this item could actually go with a whole bunch of just wine red dresses. But yeah, I love how simple and lightweight it is. The clips are a little bit smaller, so they do sometimes pinch my natural hair, but if I put on a wig, it's totally fine. Now on the other hand, there are some pieces like this bird cage, which is very, very beautiful, and it's actually also quite light, but just the overall design of it is very complicated. I had to add this extra clip and sew down the cage to the actual lace, because when I would wear it, every step I would take, it would like bob up and down, and eventually it just got to the point where I felt like I was wearing a bobblehead. So I will wear this indoors for like photos and stuff, but it's still not at a point where I feel comfortable wearing this outdoors, which is such a shame because it is really gorgeous. But I feel like stuff like this is a lot better made for headbands because it provides the structural base. Another clip-on piece that I really struggle with is stuff like this. It's like two big pieces. These kinds pull at my hair when I put them on, and so I think it's supposed to go this way so that it's hanging and it's not going all over the place. But because this is like flat, it just looks odd unless I have the right kind of wig, and I usually don't. I have to like style my own hair. So yeah, stuff like this is really frustrating because I love this piece so much. It's like one of my all-time favorites, but it's just so difficult to wear. I have to find another way to fix it so that I can wear it more often. So this list would not be complete without little bows. And you know, these kinds with like the little clips that you can get on Taobao, they're fine, but I've come to realize that I actually really like these teeth ones more better that you'll get from like AP or Baby. I find that they work a lot better, especially for like if you're wearing twin tails. They act great as a replacement for head bows because they are so lightweight, but in addition to that, you can also just add them an extra for a more OTT sweet look. So sometimes when my head is tired and I just don't feel like wearing heavy stuff, I'll just put these on. My only issue is that I do sometimes worry about them just slipping off, which they have done before. So for number 8, I want to talk about maxi pads, aka the rectangular headdresses. These you will especially see in old school, and while they're not my go-to, I do genuinely like them. I've really never had an issue with them. Though ones like this I tend not to wear because it's just like a silk string to like attach it at the back, so this one slips off my head really easily unless I have something in the back to like hold it. I would really love to get more of these, and for this one I think what I'll do is I'll probably end up adding little clips at the sides so that I can wear it more comfortably. But yeah, I didn't want to leave these off of my list because I do really like them. I would especially love to get the ones off of Taobao that come in like all the colors and do have the clips and not the strings. Sometimes they have like little veils attached and it's just so cute. So next I want to talk about star clips, and fuzzy, metallic, thin AliExpress ones. I don't care, just all of them. Now, if you were Lolita in the early 2010s, you know how integral these were in order to create like the perfect quintessential OTT sweet look. I cannot tell you how many variations I have seen these things in. But anyway, I do love them a lot. I think that they're nostalgic. I think that they're adorable. But what grinds my gears the most is I often see them thrown into a cord just cause it's like an extra accessory, and somehow more equals better even though it doesn't really go. Like, why are you throwing a dark purple metallic star on top of a cord of like a pink whale dress with silver accents? I mean, the print is pretty much irrelevant, but I do think that the colors should at least be cohesive. And then also sometimes I see them in classic cords, and it's just kind of like, huh, it's personally jarring to me, but that could just be me. If you're someone who really digs that look, then, you know, more power to you. So number 10 on my list is mini hats. In general, I find them to be a little bit finicky. You put them in place, you think it's good, and then later on the day, it's suddenly shifted to the other side. And this is despite bobby pins and backing the hat by like a wall of hair and then adding bows to the front and the side to keep it in place. Yeah, these dudes, they do what they want, and for that reason, they are at the lower end of my list. So number 11 is bonnets, and before anyone, you know, starts getting mad, I've said this before, I love bonnets. I love the look of them. I love them in old school and classic and gothic and in sweet as well. I love the really old looking ones, the simpler ones without like the boning to make it structured. And I also like the really giant ones with the lace and all the flowers put in there. I love them so much, but I just cannot wear them. It is purely a physical thing. They do not work for me and my head. It's just too uncomfortable, and it's not something that I would subject myself to again. Now, I do have this one that I got off of Taobao, and I mean, it's so cute, and I thought it's fine. It's like a half bonnet. I'll be able to pull it off. It does have these clips to help it stick more easily, but it pinches and it hurts. And I think it's just a sign that me and bonnets just really, we were not meant to be. All right, so these I believe are called Loletas. I could be mispronouncing that entirely, in which case I'm sorry. But yeah, basically these are bows attached to big clips in the back. And if I were rocking a ponytail 24/7, I really wouldn't mind these. I could just clip them in the back and they would look super cute. You know, it'd be a really nice secure place for these, but I don't do that, and I prefer my bows to be more in the front so they can be the star, you know, in the area where the hair, real or fake, is more thin. So it just makes it really hard to work with these. And honestly, I'm not mad about having the option to use these, but my issue is that for these two prints in particular, which were like really heavy, these were the only headwear options. They didn't make headbows. And then in other cases, they won't use the big giant clips. They'll use these little tiny ones here, like this little Dream Sky bow. It's just so small that it's really hard to pin in hair in general. Too much and it's not gonna stick. Too little, and as the day goes on, just a slight breeze is gonna make it slide down the strands of hair because they're so little that it can like actually attach to. So with pieces like this, I feel like you really need to be creative. Like I've pinned these on berets before. I have put small tiny little headbands through here in order to get it to sit right. But outside of that, I have to wear very specific wigs in order to get these to work right and hold on. And honestly, if an accessory takes that much effort to work with, that's why I just really much rather to prefer to have like a head bow. But that was it. That was my list. Again, if you disagree, that is a-okay. And if you didn't, that's also pretty chill. If you don't normally reach for bows or berets, I would love to hear what you do, or if there's anything else on your list of favorites that I failed to mention. Any tips and tricks for those last few items would be really helpful. But yeah, thanks for watching if you watched, and I will see you next time. Bye!